Now I'm here to let you guys know that this video is going to be one of the most extravagant, informational, and mind-blowing information that you've ever heard. Inside of here, I'm going to be giving you guys the tools on literally how I turned $300 into over $100,000 just like this. Now see, I remember a story. Let me tell everybody a story inside of here. I had a guy that came up to me and told me, he said, hey, listen, I'm about to get ready to go ahead and start a towing service. You know, I got $10,000 saved up and I'm ready to be able to go out and go ahead and get my first towing truck. I said, oh, well, that's great. You got $10,000 saved up. How much is it going to actually take you to get the truck? He said, well, it's going to take me about another 10,000. And I said, well, oh, that's it? He said, well, yeah, that's not it. I got to get the materials. So what I did was, once he started naming multiple things, I got my notepad out and I started writing down. I said, okay, materials $5,000, licensing is going to be $500. I'm writing all these things down and we got up to a total of about $30,000. I said, how long is they actually going to be able to take you to get that? He said, it's going to take me about another 7 months and I'll have it. I'll be ready to go ahead and get my first truck. Boom. I said, let me try this out. I never try to make somebody do anything, but I try to suggest it to him. So I suggested to him, I said, hey, listen, you got $10,000 inside of the bank account. Why don't you just take a small portion of that money? Less than the roof Chris meal, everybody. Small portion out of that 10,000. And what I want you to actually do is, I want you to go get a LLC corporation, build it up how it's supposed to be, and go ask the bank for that money. This is me actually knowing the game at that point. And you want to know what he did, ladies and gentlemen? He took a small portion of that money, started him an LLC incorporation, and he was actually able to double what he thought he was. You see, when he went to go ask the banks for the money, instead of coming out with one towing service truck, he came out with 5. He had more than he can think. So he 5X'd his income. He 5X'd his lifestyle. He 5X'd the way he actually interacted with people. He 5X'd his walk just by simply applying those things. And today, I'm about to give you guys the secret on exactly how to be able to do it. How I actually turned $300 into $100K. This is going to be the overnight success method. Now the truth is, I actually grew up poor. I didn't have a lot of money at all, and I didn't know a single thing about generating income for myself at all. I didn't know anything about success, none of these type of rules they talk about today. So I was starting from scratch and I wanted to be able to know exactly how to boost my income. How do I take myself to the next level to where I consider myself as successful inside the world? This is where I thought of the first idea to be able to actually go out and get my first Airbnb. I said, hey, listen, I saved up $7,000 from my job and I heard about Airbnb and I want to be an entrepreneur. So you want to know what? I did it. Got my first Airbnb, ladies and gentlemen. Spent it with my own money. Knowing that is not what I know now, which makes a very big difference. You see, when I first got into that first Airbnb, I probably spent $7,000 of my own money. But if I would have knew what I knew now, I would have never made that move. So what actually happened during that period of time is my Airbnb was not generating enough income to be able to take care of the lifestyle that I wanted. The gas, the house, the cars, all these type of different things that I had bills on, I was not able to actually pay. And on top of it, I got fired from my job, which was the source of income that was going to get me investing more into Airbnb. So that was a total decline on what I thought exactly was about to get ready to happen. So I had no way out. And some of us inside this video, when you have no way out is when all of the glory actually opens up for you inside of your face. You weren't awake, you weren't aware of the things that were actually out there to you, into the higher power actually put you in that position to where you had no other option to be able to go to it. So that's what basically happened to me. So at that mind state, my bank account was at negative. I was trying to figure out exactly how can I get a second Airbnb because the first one was actually working, but I had no money. The only thing that I heard about was a LLC incorporation. Now, when I heard about that, ladies and gentlemen, I knew nothing about it. I only had income that I had coming in previously to my bank account. That's all I had, but the bank account was at the end of the day at negative. So therefore, I spent $308 on an LLC incorporation. Immediately, I took initiative to start building it up. So I borrowed money from my family members, borrowed up about a total of another $300 to start actually building the LLC. Ladies and gentlemen, within a 30-day period, I was actually able to turn that $300 in building the LLC into $10,000. How did I turn it into $10,000? Well, I didn't accumulate the $10,000. I was actually given the $10,000. And you see, this $10,000 was actually able to help me start my second Airbnb. And that one started to grow and get afloat. This is where it got real spicy, ladies and gentlemen, because I started actually accumulating income passively. I had everything operating and I wasn't even in the state that I had my Airbnbs at. This is a great point for me. And I realized, well, hold on. I didn't have to get money to go in business like most of us think we have to be able to do. We have to be able to accumulate money in order for us to actually get somebody else's money. This is what my mindset was at first, but it transferred over to, why don't you get money to actually go in business, not the other way around. When I had that mind state is when everything opened up for me from there. I went from my first Airbnb to my second, to my third, to my fourth Airbnb, and I constantly kept on going using somebody else's money. You see, I never had to accumulate a lot of wealth to be able to actually get a lot of wealth. You see, I never had to actually accumulate money at all with my business. All I had to do is know exactly where to be able to go to get it. Because if I knew an idea that worked, 9 times out of 10, it'll work again and again and again. One thing you'll notice is the rich people out in the world, they use something called rinse and repeat. And that is the method that if it works once, it'll work twice. So ladies and gentlemen, hopefully I gave you guys enough information inside this video to be able to honestly take your credit score to that next level. Now, it's your boy, Kai Gibson, AKA Receipts. And we out, YouTube.